Hi music teachers, welcome back for another Edpuzzle tutorial. Today we are going to go over how to import your classes from Google Classroom and how to actually create an assignment in Google Classroom. Before you can do this, you do have to have your Google Classrooms set up, which hopefully should have been done for you at the beginning of this year. But if for some reason that is not done, that is definitely step one. Make sure that you have the Google Classroom you want to work with set up and ready to go. Once that is done, you are going to take a look in the left-hand sidebar over here on the side where it says courses. That's where you're going to, or excuse me, my classes. You're going to check, and some of you are going to have some things here and some of you are not, depending on if you have used this before. But we're going to go ahead and start out by finding the plus symbol right here. And we are going to select this first thing, Google Classroom, connect Google Classroom. Then from there, this is going to bring up all of the Google Classrooms that you have assigned and rostered to you this year. Now, if you do have classes imported like I do, you're going to go ahead and see that there's a check mark already next to those classes. And if you were to try and check mark it again, there would be a little symbol that shows you that that is not something that is possible to do. So I'm going to go ahead and import this class right here, Uroni Music 2223. And I'm going to then be prompted to select a grade level. This is 5th grade, and the subject is going to be music. I can actually select multiple classes at once. Again, it is going to have me select the grade level, and it is going to have me select the subject. But it is really easy to do. You can import all of your classes all at once. Once you have all of the classes selected, you're going to go over and look for the import class button here on the right-hand side of your screen. So let's go ahead and import those classes. Once you do that, you're going to see them be added to your My Classes area again on the left-hand side of your screen. So let's go ahead and select that class, Uroni Music 2223. And as you can see under assignments at the top, there is nothing that has been assigned. So anything that is going to have been assigned is going to show up here. Now, there's a variety of other smaller tabs. You have all things. You can look by due date, no due date, pending to grade and completed. So as your students complete work, sometimes it is going to be showing here. If you do see a red dot on any of your classes, if you look here in the corner, I have a class here. Mrs. Dias's class has a red dot next to it. That does mean that there are some short answer questions that the computer was not able to grade on its own and that I have to go in and actually approve and assign a point value to. I will cover that in a different tutorial. So for today, we're going to just go ahead and add a basic assignment to one of your classes. Last tutorial, I showed you where you can find the various videos and how to sort by subject matter. So let's go ahead and go back over to that area. Again, it is in the menu on the left-hand side of the screen. We're going to go to the Discover area here at the top. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. The other place that you might have some videos is in your My Content area. Those would be videos that you have saved and that have been added to My Content simply by just clicking on them. So again, I'm going to look for a music video. I'm going to look for grade level 5 because that's what class it is in. I can look through my network or YouTube or anything like that, but I'm going to go ahead and save those two. And then I am going to Oh, I don't think my subject's saved. Let me go back, make sure that is on there. And then I'm going to go ahead and look through and see what video I might be interested in assigning to my students. Let's say that I want to do something like musical form here. I can see that it is 11 minutes and 33 seconds long, so not quite long enough to take up an entire class period, but maybe I could assign 2 different videos if I needed a sub lesson, or if I just wanted to use this as a warm-up activity, then that time frame might be just fine. If I click on that video, it is then going to give me a few different options. Of course, you're going to want to preview your video here by clicking play. Remember that these little teardrops along the bottom here are where you are going to find the multiple choice questions your students are going to have to answer. So for instance, this one right here is the A and B sections, also known as the verse and chorus of a song, are, and the 2 answers that they can choose from are the same or different. So you can definitely preview this. If you notice above that question, it does say, this is a preview, your answers won't be saved. So you can look at that and it will not affect your students' videos. Once you've decided that you like this video and you are ready to submit it and you don't want to make any changes to it, you don't want to add any questions or take a part of the video out, then you can go ahead and assign it. If that is something that you are interested in doing, stay tuned because again, another tutorial will be coming soon. But for the sake of today's tutorial, let's just pretend that we are ready to assign as is. You're going to look up here at the top right hand area where it says assign. It's very easy again to do this for a sub lesson. So I'm going to go ahead and click assign video. Now I can assign this to multiple different classes, or I can simply assign it to one class at a time. But again, I'm working with that 5th grade class, Mr. Uroni's class. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to go over, I'm going to scroll down to find my class, and I'm going to click on it to assign it to his class. Now, if for some reason your teacher name or your Google class is not showing up here, it is likely because you have not imported it. So please rewind the video and go back to that section on how to import a class into Edpuzzle. You'll notice that there is a little green circle here with the Google Classroom icon. That's just letting me know that this is connected via Google Classroom and I didn't just create a class in a different manner. The next thing I can do is I can actually create the assignment in Google Classroom from Edpuzzle itself. So I will show you how all of that works. If you go ahead and you select the date today, let's pretend that I'm going to be absent. Maybe I know I'm going to be absent tomorrow because I am not feeling well. So I'm going to go ahead and select Tuesday, May 2nd here for the date, and I am going to set the due date. I want it also to be turned in the same day. Now, I can go ahead and I can change the time here that I need to start and to submit. So if I click on the start date, you can actually do this first. If Mr. Uroni's class starts at 9:45, or let's say 9 o'clock, oops, just to make it easy on ourselves. If his class starts at 9:40 a.m., that's going to be our start. And then I am going to, again, his class is going to end at 9:45 or 9:40, excuse me, a.m. and make sure we got that. And then we are going to save. Okay, so it does show that, oh, excuse me, my start date I need to be tomorrow. And it deleted that, oopsie doopsie. And it is going to conclude at 9:40. As you can see, it's very easy to edit. Oh, and I am still not on the correct time here, so this is how you can check yourself. Okay, so here we have up in the corner, it does show that the start date is going to be tomorrow at 9 a.m. Here it is. And it is due tomorrow at 9:40. So you can actually shut this assignment down whenever the class ends. You can go ahead and change how many attempts you want the students to do the assignment. So maybe if it's a particularly difficult video where you want them to answer some difficult questions, you can change the number of times they can attempt the assignment. But I'm just going to go ahead and leave it on number 1. Now, another really amazing feature that I like to take advantage of is the post on Google Classroom. As you can see right now, it is marked as off. I like to assign everything using Google Classroom. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to toggle this little switch on, and then from there I am going to be ready to go. So all I need to do is click assign. Now don't be alarmed that your students might start working on this ahead of time. Remember, we set a start date for them, and I will show you how to do that. If we open up a new tab here and I go into Google Classroom, all I need to do is find Mr. Uroni's class. Here he is. And from there, there's nothing actually that has been posted right now from Edpuzzle. But if I go into my Classworks tab, up here at the top where you assign various things, you will see that there is a draft here at the top, and it is called Edpuzzle Musical Form, which is exactly what the video was called. Here it is, and it is grayed out because it is not yet available for students to work on. It is not officially posted on their Google Classroom, and it won't be posted until tomorrow. So you can start seeing a little preview there of when it is scheduled for. If you just want to double check that, you can go in and you can edit the assignment. And again, here's that video link that we selected from Edpuzzle. It is scheduled for tomorrow at 9 a.m. So that's when students will see it pop up on their Google Classroom, and it is due tomorrow at 9:40 a.m. From here, if you want to change the point value, if you want to make it worth more or less, or if it's ungraded, that's totally up to you. If you want to add some additional instructions like students, please complete this assignment for a grade, you can add some additional comments there. And then also, maybe you want them after they are finished that, maybe you want them to work on something else. You can go ahead and add a link there in Google Classroom. Maybe you want to link to Chrome Music Lab where they can work on something else if they finish early. So that all happens in the Google Classroom side of it, but as you can see, Edpuzzle actually creates the assignment for you. All you have to do to save is again click schedule, and this will pop up tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Once that this assignment is actually completed, I can show you what that will look like. Again, let's go into a class that I know already has some completed assignments. So if I go over here and I click on completed, I can see these are the assignments this particular class worked on already and had to turn in. If I click on Rhythm Imposter, it's going to give me a full list of students, how much of the video they actually watched, what their grade was, the number of attempts. So just looking at this, the students watched 0% here. That's probably a good indication that those students were absent. They didn't turn it in. Caitlin, however, did watch 30% of it. She never turned it in. And then beyond that, these are the students that turned the assignment in and the grade that they received. So all the way from 100% down to the student that did not do very well here. And again, it gives you a lot of really great information. It will publish those grades directly to Google Classroom, so your students can actually see what their grade was. Now, if you have an open-ended question, like I said, Miss Dias's class here, it will populate with 101 new answers that I need to go in and look at before it actually releases the grades. And you can go in and just check on those pending to grade. It will show them to you, and you can click on each individual student and go through that. Again, here's the questions, and you can see which student got what right, and they give you a lot of other information that, again, I'll go over on a different video. But hopefully that's helpful. It is really great to use, like I said, for sub lessons, especially if you are not going to be using open-ended questions. Not only will it be a very easy thing to assign to your students, but it's really easy also to grade. So hopefully that helps, and let me know if you have any questions, and stay tuned for some more tutorials.